Welcome to this week's Mountain Bike Talk. It's going to be all about new trails, which is quite fitting.
New trail here at Dolby at Dixon's Hollow, which is alright. It's quite a short one, but it's a good blast, it's good fun.
So the first question on this week's Mountain Bike Talk is, if you were building a new trail, what features would you have in it?
My initial instinct on this would be kind of bigger drops, something we've been doing quite a lot recently. Getting much better actually as well, and much more confident on our bigger drops, so I'd quite like to build some big drops.
Mine was berms, gotta be berms, high berms, wide berms, loads of flow, make it go really quick.
I would like to see a big, high, tall one, you know, almost like a wall ride. That would be quite cool to try out, see how high you can get.
Yeah, and a couple of you guys had ideas about features as well. Sacred Dirt, a regular Mountain Bike Talk, he wants a pub. He said he's got to have a pub.
Got to have a pub on your trail.
It'd be nice, wouldn't it? Yeah. Finish with a
perfect
couple of
end to the perfect day. Fellow Marmot, yeah, he likes his fadeaway drops. Now this is something we didn't really know what it was, so he explained it. Fadeaway drop is, as you're riding down, it's sort of a drop that sort of fades into a slope. So it's not a jump, and it's not like a straight step.
Halfway between a drop and a jump.
So, yeah, so you're sort of going downhill, and then there's a ledge, but you still land on a slope rather than onto the flat. And I think that's what it was. Yeah. Please let us know if we've got it slightly wrong or anything.
Dirt Junkies, Deck, we rode with Deck.
Yeah, Declan.
At Langdegler, and I rode with him again at the Cody Brennan meetup that we did. Top bloke. Yeah. He said he's got 3 things on his list. We only asked for 1, but he seems a little bit greedy. Yeah. He said rock gardens, berms, and tabletops.
Tabletops.
Tabletops. Yeah.
We had some good fun on tabletops today.
Yeah, you'll catch that, and George can.
Yeah.
Yeah, tabletops. Tabletops are a great way of progressing your jumping skills.
Yeah, definitely. That really nice transition between sort of just doing a normal jump onto a flat into tabletops and then into doubles. And if you can find some decent tabletops and you can clear those, you can clear doubles the same size.
Yeah. Berms, he's with me, loves a bit of flow. Rock gardens isn't something that I immediately jumped for, but I suppose
it's a nice idea. It's something we don't see a lot of, do we?
No, I think we need to go back to Stainburn.
Yeah, Stainburn's great for rock gardens.
The trail that we rode today, if I gave it a name, it'd have to be called Pumpasaurus. It's so much pumping, it's unreal. It's quite a lot of work, really. And
I've got to agree with this. I can't actually think of anything better than Pumpasaurus for it, because it is. There's a whole midsection on it, which you'll see in Lines with Lew, where it is just and you've really got to pump through it, otherwise you lose all your speed. So Pumpasaurus is a very apt name, I believe.
As far as other trails go, a lot of people said that you'd need to ride it first, or you'd need to get some stories from whilst you were building it in order to name it.
Which is good, because you can't just name it because of how it looks or something. It's got to have a meaning behind it. Just giving it a funny name for the sake of it is pointless. It's got to have a meaning behind it for a trail.
Unless, of course, it's your response. In which case you said,
what did I say?
can we name it? Trespassers will be shot, and put a sign outside it. So you're actually labelling the sign, but also...
Yeah, so the name would be Trespassers will be shot. Obviously it wouldn't be quite literal with that, but more of a joke than anything. Coop's, his favourite name would be Smiles for Miles. So I don't know how many trails that he's riding.
How big is the trail he's building?
Because I don't smile on any uphill. It's very much a grunting, grueling face of despair. But if he's happy throughout the whole trail, then good for him.
Smiles for Miles.
Smiles for
Quite
Miles.
A good name. Quite good name.
Okay, so for the last question, it's not quite to do with trails, but it's something that we've been asking ourselves recently, and also other people, and it's whether you ride with a cage and a bottle or a bladder in like a camelback. I
ride with a hydration pack, a really nice Osprey. I think it's a 14-litre bag with a 3-litre bladder. Nice tool wrap at the bottom actually to keep all my tools and spare tubes and puncture repair kits and things all safe. I like to go prepared on the trail, so a bag for me, but it is something
we've been looking at getting a cage and bottle, because recently we've been for the filming particularly, we've been doing a lot of localised rides which are near to the car, not doing long distance riding.
And sessioning the same features.
Yeah, sessioning, so we haven't been taking our rucksack with us. So a cage and a bottle would actually be more useful for these situations than the full 2-litre, 3-litre bladder that we usually take.
I think a bit
of both really, depends on the ride.
Yeah.
Entirely depends on the ride.
I think you're right. I think for longer rides, it's important that you put your tools and your spare tube and shock pump and some food in your bag. And actually at Cody Brennan, I was really pleased I took my pack. We got about halfway around and I got a pinch flap. Could have ended my ride there if I didn't have a spare tube in my bag just to throw in to get me back to the car. So definitely, I'm for the bags.
If you're
but
going
at the same
more
time,
than 5 miles away from your car, I'd probably suggest that.
Yeah, but at the same time, I'm quite interested in going bagless. I've recently ordered a fabric water bottle. This is that one that comes without the cage.
Yeah.
And it just sits onto 2 bolts. So it's supposed to be more difficult to lose the bottle, but also fits more sleek with your bike and makes it
more
sort of
streamlined.
a nicer look. So that's something that we'll link to in the bottom. I'll link you to both my hydration pack and to the fabric bottles as well.
Alan JP says that he rides with a pack and a bladder because where he rides there's a lot of sheep and cow and pig dung on the trails, and he doesn't want his cage and bottle to be covered in it to then drink.
And that is a fair point.
I think that's quite a fair point.
Phil Ewington is also, and apologies again if we're butchering anyone's name, Phil said he would sooner ride with a bag because it's all essentials in one place, then he's not having to worry, has he strapped a tube to his bike, oh no, he's forgot his CO2 cartridges to pump them back up. It's all in a bag, it's all safe, it stays in the bag, it comes back out when he rides. Yeah. Kind of makes sense.
That's generally what we do for the most part at the moment. Yeah. A lot of people have said about just getting some duct tape, strapping everything to your frame.
Backcountry Research, an American company, actually do a strap that will fit on your top tube or underneath your saddle. And they're specifically designed. The one behind your saddle, you can fit an inner tube and up to 2 CO2 cartridges in as well, which would save you then having to take a pump.
Yeah.
And apparently as well, you can also squeeze some tools in there. So they sound like quite a good investment. Might have to get one of those and show you guys and see what you think.
David Bates, another popular commentator on MTBTalk, he says that he's the same as us. If it's a long trail centre, he takes a pack with a bladder and everything inside. But for the short rides, he'll just take a bottle and a cage. I mean, I remember in some of our first few rides, I had a tiny little rucksack that I could barely fit anything in, but we were doing the full red route, and I had a litre hydration pack, and it just wasn't enough, and I was running out of water very quickly. Yeah. And it's quite important that, you know, with experience, that you prepare yourself.
So that's it for this week's Motorbike Talk. Make sure you join us on Sundays at 8 o'clock using the hashtag MTBTalk.
Please give us a like, please comment, let us know what you would call your trail, and please subscribe. Thanks.
Thanks for watching.
Edit this bit.
I will.